Yo, what's going on, Dragon Ballers? Welcome back to another video. We are getting right back into Fighter's Ambition Set 19 Zenkai 2 reveals. Today I'll be going over the green Gogeta archetype, which I can see is like their attempt at creating a good green archetype, but I mean, it's still green, and at this point, I'm over the idea of them really pushing green hard. Again, this is like a step up from some stuff we've seen in the past, maybe not even a step up from last set, because green KP is probably better than this deck, but we are going to go over this, and I think there is an opportunity for more cards to come out at the end of reveal season that will tie this stuff together. I think we're going to get a little bit of multicolor support for every archetype. We've already seen some of that from Comic-Con with the Yellow Piccolo superhero stuff. So my assumption right now, we can see if I'm right or wrong in a week or two, I think that this deck is going to get red-green support because there's already a lot of red Gogeta BR stuff, and there's also red-green Gogeta BR stuff. So that's my assumption. We'll see if I'm right or wrong, and we'll see if that stuff can kind of tie this archetype together. But for now, we'll read it as it is, purely green. Anyways, though, if you guys are new here, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss a video. And if you guys want to support the channel, there are many ways to do so down in the description. But if you want to buy any trading cards, it really does help out if you use my link in the description to TCG Player, and I really am grateful for that. Anyways, let's jump right into reading the cards. We have Goku, which is a 5K leader, so your opponent can definitely take advantage of that if they have the means to do so. Once card attacks, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, add up to 1 Goku BR, Vegeta BR, or Gogeta BR, all green with energy cost of 6 or less, among them to your hand. Shuffle your deck, and this card gets plus 5,000 power for the battle. Auto, if you have 2 or more energy, when one of your Z energy cards activates EX Evolve, you may flip this card to its back. If you do, draw 1, switch 1 of your energy to active mode, and add cards from your life to your hand until you have 6 life left. So far, this is reading a lot like green Gotenks in the form of, like, you know, Veku, which is another Patora fusion, which is kind of thematic, I guess. But notice that this kind of splits the difference between EX Evolve and Union. I kind of wish it just focused on one over the other. I feel like the cards could have been a little bit higher quality if that were the case, but we got what we got. So your regular Awaken, because if your opponent's taking advantage of your 5K leader, you might have to actually use your regular Awaken. When your life's 4 or less, draw 1, untap 1. So yeah, you swing for 10k, which is like fine, you're an unawakened leader, but if your opponent plays certain 1-drops, they can actually attack you with them and pressure your life quickly, which is not going to leave you in a great spot. I get the thematic thing behind putting Veku at 5k, but still kind of weird. Anyways, though, we have the awakened side of the leader. Gogeta fusion completes auto once per turn when you play a green battle card with EX Evolve from your Z energy, or a green Gogeta BR with a Union skill from your hand. Draw 1, and then when he attacks, you draw 1, and it gets plus 5k for the battle. So I do really like this awakened leader where you have the opportunity to draw 2 cards per turn. We've seen that be very good on many leaders. Yellow Trunks, SS4 Gogeta, like a good leader, a sign of a good leader is being able to draw 2 cards per turn. Then we have the Z leader. There are many problems with this. I guess first I should talk about the Z energy in this deck. It's very hard to actually generate Z energy without losing value in this deck. Because if you notice, you got to activate EX Evolve from your Z energy to either draw or get awakened when you're on your Veku side. So there aren't really any effects, or you know, there's like maybe one effect I think that actually allows you to set up Z energy for sort of value. We'll talk about that later. But the other thing you can do is like you can combo your EX Evolves right to your Z energy, kind of like needlessly, where you wouldn't normally combo if Z mechanic wasn't a thing. You can do that, and you can treat your Z energy like an extension of your hand because you can use the EX Evolve skills from your Z energy. But then you run into this tricky problem of like, well, what if I want to actually pay Z energy costs? Now I just comboed these cards, which literally lost me value because I just lost cards from my hand, and I'm not even going to be able to use them to EX Evolve to get this leader draw. If you're following what I'm saying, it's just a really awkward way of setting up Z energy that makes you lose card advantage, which at the end of the day, the name of this game is combo power, so you're just losing out on combo power and hand size. So it's really weird. It seems like they've designed all these decks in this set, from what we've seen so far, to not generate Z energy super efficiently like some of the decks from set 18 do. Maybe they thought that was a bit too powerful and are kind of retroactively trying to fix that. But I mean, it kind of just leads to a point where the set 18 decks are going to be better at using Z stuff than any other deck that's you know, not made to combo well. I know I just kind of went on a tangent there, but hopefully you follow what I'm saying. But anyways, let's go back into the Z leader. So he has a 2 Z energy cost for 1 green over a green Gogeta BR when your life's at 4 or less. Permanent during your turn, he does gain 5,000 power, so that's nice. Now, here's what I dislike. I actually think that the regular Awakened Leader might be better than the Z Leader in most cases, and that doesn't seem great. But anyways, auto once per turn, when you play a green battle card with EX Evolve from your Z Energy or a green Gogeta BR with a Union skill from your hand, you can either draw 2 and pitch 1, or you can make your opponent pitch 1 from their hand. Now, you lose out on the ability to draw, or at least raw +2, 2 cards per turn to your hand, because on the Z Leader side, you draw 2 and pitch 1. On the regular Awakened side, you just purely draw 2. That's a little bit of a rough trade-off, to be honest. Like, a lot of other Z Leaders, you just want to get to them ASAP because they're so good. You think about, like, Sin Leader, think about Android 13, think about even the new red GVT archetype. Like, this Z Leader is not always better than your regular Awakened Leader, which is maybe not a great look. Or maybe it's a good design thing because it gives you, like, a choice to make. Like, do I want to go into my Z Leader this matchup, or do I not need to go to my Z Leader this matchup? And do I just want to sit on my regular Awakened Leader and just keep plussing advantage? I guess there's a decision to be made there, but it's still kind of weird to me. But then there's another auto. When your opponent uses a card in a combo, you may place 1 card of 5,000 combo or less from your opponent's combo in the drop. If you do, negate this skill for the turn. So a common green thing we've seen before, kind of like combo area destruction, and this is now Z energy destruction as well, or prevention, I guess you could say. Now, this is a pretty good effect because during your turn, you're going to be able to knock out your opponent's bottom deck 1 draw 2 super combos. So I'm talking about like Raditz, Saiyan Youth, or Krillin and Yellow, for example. All these different colors have their various different bottom deck 1 draw 2 super combos, because the way I understand it is your auto is going to go before their super combo auto, so their super combo is technically going to be 0 power by the time your auto resolves, so you can knock out their super combo. They should still be able to bottom deck 1 and draw 2 and resolve that auto, but they shouldn't get the plus 10k boost, and you deny that Z energy as well. So that's not bad. All in all, leader's weird. I mean, the Veku side is not great. The Z leader is okay. I think the regular leader, the regular Awakened Leader, is really good, but I mean, that kind of averages out to, you know, kind of mediocre. All right, now we have the Goku line. So we have Goku, which is a simple 1-drop. When you play him, you search top 7 for a Goku or Vegeta BR with a cost of 6 or less and add it to your hand. Then we have the middle form. We have a 3-drop Goku All Out Evolution. He has Deflect, 15k, EX Evolve, limit 1 for a green, and you draw 1, so I'm happy you at least replaced the card. Goes over this specific Goku to the left. Permanent, this card's EX Evolve can be activated from your Z Energy. And then auto, if your leader's a green Veku BR or a green Gogeta BR card, when this card's played, draw 1 and discard 1 from your hand. So, yeah, not an incredible effect, only being a 15k, but Deflect is nice. Then we go to SSG Goku Crimson Impact. Now, this card completely baffles me. Maybe there's, again, something with multicolor coming out that'll fix this, but this is an EX Evolve limit 1 for a green, goes over any of the Gokus to the left here, and you also draw a card. Permanent, EX Evolve can be activated from Z Energy. Auto, if your leader is a green Veku BR or green Gogeta BR card, and you discard 1 card from your hand, when this card's played, play up to 1 Goku BR or Vegeta BR, both green with energy cost of 1 from your drop with skills negated for the turn. Why on earth in this deck do I want to play a 1-drop in rest mode with skills negated? It doesn't make any sense. It's firstly kind of the same issue with GVT, where this would be a nice way to set up Z Energy if I could actually play the 1-drop from the drop area and then combo it, but I can't even do that because it's in rest mode. And in this deck, when you evolve, the cards don't go back to active mode. So why do I want to evolve a guy in rest mode? That's kind of seemingly the gimmick here, is that I'd want to evolve over the guy in rest mode to generate some sort of value, but I just can't do that. And notice too, this SSG Goku does not have Deflect, so he's more vulnerable to things than Goku All Out Assault is. So it's just this really weird form of like ranking up into what should be a stronger battle card, but it's really just the same exact thing, which is really, really weird to me. I don't get it. Then we have the Vegeta line. So Vegeta limbering up, same thing as Goku. Look at the top 7, add a Goku BR or Vegeta BR with a cost of 6 to your hand. Now, SS Vegeta All Out Evolution makes me laugh. I'll tell you why. So Deflect critical, EX Evolve limit 1 for a green, draw 1 card, and then you can evolve this over the Vegeta limbering up. And then permanent, you can activate the EX Evolve from your Z Energy. This is literally just like a 2-drop 15k critical that draws a card. Like, man, this is such like a set 10 card, and that might even be overshooting it a bit. And there's not even a free way to play 1-drops in this deck, except for the Goku that we saw, but it plays in a rest mode, so I don't even get the value out of this being a critical battle card. It just doesn't make sense to me, man. I just don't get it. And again, I really hope the multicolor stuff kind of makes it make sense, because right now I just don't understand. But anyways, SSG Vegeta Crimson Impact, 4-drop 15k, evolve for 1, draw a card, EX Evolve from your Z Energy, all that good stuff. Auto, when this card's played, choose one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 4 or less and KO it. So as far as the Vegeta line goes, I think that the SSG Vegeta is better because it offers you removal. And then as far as the Goku line goes that we saw a minute ago, I think the Super Saiyan Goku is the better evolve because he at least filters a card through your deck. The Goku, I cannot see, the Super Saiyan God Goku, I can't see a single reason why you want to use that to play a 1-drop in rest mode. Maybe you guys can educate me in the comments, but I'm just not getting it. But for this type of like rank up system where you want to start with the 1-drop, then, you know, ideally go into the Super Saiyan and go into the Super Saiyan God, there's not even an increase in power, and there's, or at least like literal battle power, nor is there really an increase in like the effects of what they do. There's very unimpressive cards, unfortunately. But we do start to make up for that on this page because these are actually some really good cards. We have SSB Goku and SSB Vegeta team up attack. We have a 6-drop double striker, 15k permanent. This card will leave your battle area or remove it from the game instead. When this card's played, choose one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 6 or less, KO it. This card gains plus 5k for the turn, so it swings for 20 double. Additionally, if you have one Goku and one Vegeta BR in your Z energy, draw 1. Activate main limit 1 for green. If your leader is green Veku or green Gogeta BR, and you have 3 or more energy, play this card from your hand or Z energy. So this card is solid. Play it for 1, 20k double strike threat, potential to draw a card. Very, very good card. Counts as both names for fusion, so that's good. Notice too, with all this fusion stuff, Goku is possibly going to be pretty good in this deck because on play, it'll search the 6-drop that we'll read in a second, and then for the other effect, you can search any of the Gokus or Vegetas that you need. So that's pretty good. Anyways, though, for Gogeta facing the ultimate, we have Deflect, Dual Attack, Union for 2. If your opponent has 2 or more energy, you draw 1, and then you fuse the Goku and Vegeta. Permanent, you can choose battle cards in your Z energy when choosing cards to use with this card's Union skill from your hand. If you do, place chosen cards in their owner's drop. So again, you're kind of treating your Z energy as a sort of extension of your hand, but kind of not really. Auto limit 1, when this card's played, choose one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it, and this card can't be KO'd until the end of your opponent's next turn. Overall, a solid card. I really, really wish this was like a 20k battle card that comboed from the drop on swing. That would have been such a great way to generate Z energy while still sticking to the Union Fusion theme. I don't know why they didn't do that, but then we have SSB Gogeta Limits Broken, the super rare for the deck. We have Deflect, Double Strike, Permanent. This card can't be KO'd, which of course doesn't protect it from warping, bouncing, anything else like that, but still okay. When this card's played, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, KO it, and your opponent discards 1 card from their hand. Good value. Activate main limit 1 for a green. If your opponent has 3 or more energy and you add one of your Gogeta BR cards with energy cost of 6 to your Z energy, play this card from your Z energy. So I do think this is a pretty cool mechanic where you're kind of like swapping your fusions instead of actually just straight up evolving over them or straight up fusing into this guy. I do think it's a cool mechanic, but this is like the only effect that makes a Z energy without you losing value. And that's not even true because you got to needlessly combo this guy into your Z energy to do that. Like, just take an egg 1, combo this guy to your Z energy, pay 1, swap him out with facing the ultimate, and you didn't really gain anything there except for a huge body, which is good. Don't get me wrong, like a 1 energy huge body is really nice, but like unless Gogeta and Sin get hit really severely on the ban list, this stuff's gonna fall flat. And I know I keep saying that, I know I sound like a broken record, it's just the case of the matter, unfortunately. But we got a few more cards to read. Whis' Capriciousness, we have Counter Attack Limit 1. If your leader's a green Veku or Gogeta BR, negate the attack. Additionally, if you pitch 1 card from your hand, your opponent can only attack 2 more times for the turn. So basically, this deck and the Broly deck that we'll probably talk about tomorrow both got their own forms of Dormant Potential Unleashed that actually negate the first attack, but your opponent still has 2 subsequent attacks. But this does pair more nicely with Homicidal Clones because you can use this, pitch the card, your opponent is limited to 2 attacks, then you can ideally Homicidal Clones and then block the 3rd and final attack. So that works out nicely. Gogeta's Battle's Beginning, this is one of those new Z super combos, I guess you can call them. No real reason to play this card. The only way it's searchable in your deck is through the Veku leader, I'm pretty sure. And at that point, it's not worth it in the slightest. Just play Paragus, it's just way better. And then Bulma, A Humble Wish. This card also baffles me. It's a 1-drop with a 1Z energy cost, 1k power. We'll read the activate main first because in this way it makes more sense. If your leader is a green Veku or Gogeta BR card, and you place 1 card from your hand at the bottom of your deck, play up to 1 Goku BR or Vegeta BR, both green with energy cost of 1 from your deck with its skills negated for the turn. Then shuffle your deck and remove this card from the game. So if you need to find your Goku or Vegeta, you combo to Z energy, again, like by losing value to play this card, which costs you an energy, and then you play whatever 1-drop you need from your deck. Then this card goes away, which means you can't use the auto after that. If your leader's a green Veku or Gogeta BR, when you attack with the Goku BR or Vegeta BR, both with the X Evolve, you may use 1 card from under that card in a combo. The skill is negated for the turn. If you do, negate this skill for the turn. So that is your one way of making Z energy without like completely losing value. But in the first place, you had to combo a card to play this thing, and I really hate there's so many of these new cards that like help you generate Z energy that come out of the Z deck. So you had to spend the initial Z energy on them anyway, and they only get you 1 Z energy back, and then there is like no shot they live into another turn for you to use their effect again. They're these just little battle cards that don't have barrier. So I'm just very confused on this design philosophy, especially again coming from set 18. But yeah guys, that's my overall thoughts on Green Gogeta coming out of set 19. It's kind of looking like this is not going to be a super power heavy set for Nats. Maybe 1 or 2 archetypes will really impress us, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But anyways, let me know in the comments below what you think. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.